Back on our planet, we are thrust into a fiercely intense mission alongside a squad of American soldiers in a perilous combat zone. The action is pulse-pounding from the start as two adversaries attempt to ambush them. However, these soldiers are consummate professionals, responding with stunning swiftness to neutralize the menace instantly. Detonations erupt in the distance, forging a chaotic and frightening atmosphere beyond imagination. The unit advances with exceptional resolve, dispatching every opponent who dares to obstruct their path. They climb a staircase to a balcony where marksmen establish an overwatch position. From this superior viewpoint, they start neutralizing foes from above with breathtaking accuracy. The remainder of the squad methodically sweeps the building with remarkable efficiency, securing it one room at a time. A ferocious barrage of gunfire ensues as scores of enemy combatants are felled one by one. After clearing the structure, the team returns to the streets just as mighty jets thunder across the sky overhead. They proceed with their objective, but upon rounding a corner, they encounter a truly dreadful sight. An entire enemy unit lies in ambush, and the circumstances immediately turn dire. Our protagonists scramble for cover, engaging in a firefight that is sheer unbridled pandemonium. They combat with immense courage, yet despite their efforts, the opposing forces' numbers are simply insurmountable. The situation has become untenable, prompting the decision to fall back and reorganize. Yet, as they commence their withdrawal, a soldier is tragically struck down in a truly heart-wrenching scene. The valiant roadie acts without a moment's hesitation, lifting his injured comrade onto his shoulders. The squad lays down suppressive fire, moving and shooting as they frantically search for any available sanctuary. Rhodey attempts to treat his friend's injury, but must continue fighting to survive. When he finally has a chance to check once more, his comrade has already succumbed, a genuinely sorrowful moment. Another hostile unit appears and traps the team at the end of the street. With no other options, they use the radio to request any available assistance. An unexpected event unfolds that changes the situation completely. The whole vicinity is cast into shadow, and an enigmatic, foreboding red glow materializes in the clouded sky. Both the soldiers and their adversary cease hostilities, gazing upward in total astonishment at this unbelievable spectacle. The light reveals a large non-terrestrial machine of unknown design. The light reveals a large non-terrestrial machine of unknown design. This cryptic apparatus discharges a single ruinous energy beam that annihilates the whole enemy unit in a flash. The glow turns white, appearing to gather energy for a few moments. A powerful bolt of energy erupts from the craft, hitting the American soldiers with tremendous force. They are pulled helplessly upward into the vessel, where a fearsome extraterrestrial being constrains them for dreadful experiments. The soldiers see images from their past and their last battle before losing consciousness. Later, the soldiers awaken abruptly as the peculiar stasis chamber they are within deactivates. They are forcefully expelled, gasping for breath and expelling an unusual fluid that had filled their lungs. Jax, with a flash of puzzling insight, identifies the substance as stasis resin, noting it should dissolve rapidly. He does not understand how he possesses this new knowledge. The unit is disoriented, not knowing their location or who captured them. They find a plate with their names and unit information, which Reyes is somehow able to read. They also find that all of their weapons have been reloaded. Their commander, Kelly, states that they must move before their captors return. They find a large circular portal, but the control panel does not function. Combining all their strength, the soldiers succeed in manually forcing the immense doorway open. They advance down another corridor, only to encounter a second door, hideously twisted off its runner. Rhodey notices a ventilation hatch, and they send Reyes inside to find a way forward. Reyes courageously traverses the dark, winding conduits, ultimately locating another hatch beyond the obstructed door. After he signals the squad, they follow him through the ducts. From this vantage point, the deformed door displays ghastly scorches and impact marks, suggesting a desperate attempt to break in. The location is a bewildering labyrinth, and they start to hear deeply unsettling and bizarre sounds echoing through the passageways. Moving forward, they discover a horrifying crimson trail smeared across the floor, raising the tension to an unbearable level. They find a conduit that indicates a power failure, explaining their release from the stasis chamber. The subsequent chamber is filled with a dense, uncanny mist, and a substance drips from above onto Raya's face. He glances up to behold the most macabre sight, a dozen figures suspended upside down, all of them decapitated. In the adjacent room, Kelly and his unit find another desecrated form hanging over a peculiar table. They find a restrained woman named Robbie, who awakens and speaks an unknown language. They swiftly release her, but at that very instant, a monstrous creature materializes directly before Gibbs. The being slashes him with its massive talons and hurls him across the room, demonstrating its fearsome power. Simultaneously, Nash uncovers a peculiar-looking alien weapon in the prior chamber. The remainder of the squad hears the disturbance and charges in, unleashing a torrent of firepower. Their conventional ammunition has no effect, ricocheting harmlessly off the creature's remarkably resilient hide. The extraterrestrial fells all three soldiers with a single mighty sweep of its limb. When Kelly attempts to fire, the being disarms him with incredible celerity and seizes him by the throat. Nash hands the alien weapon to Rhodey, who seems to understand how to operate it. Rhodey discharges a potent blast that at last sends the formidable beast to the floor. They believe it is vanquished, but as they draw near, the creature emits a terrifying bellow. Robbie then takes the alien weapon and kills the creature herself. She speaks words they do not understand, then turns and walks away. The squad follows her after confirming with profound sadness that their comrade Gibbs has perished. In the following passageway, Kelly utterly astounds everyone, especially Robbie, by addressing her in her native tongue. Abruptly, another creature emerges, and Kelly instantly begins shooting while urging the others to flee. The alien has an energy weapon and shoots Ravi, wounding him. A full unit of these monstrosities materializes behind their leader, initiating a frightening pursuit. The soldiers enter the next corridor, where Robbie uses a lever to seal a door. Kelly wedges a knife in the doorway to gain them a few valuable seconds, instructing Jax and Robbie to find an alternate escape. The creatures start hammering on the door with savage force, and the soldiers know it cannot withstand the assault for long. Jax and Robbie find an opening filled with conduits and climb through, and Reyes tells the others to follow. Reyes resolves to remain behind as a diversion in an act of incredible courage. When the portal finally bursts inward, Reyes fires at the first creature, causing the door to slam closed again for a moment. Yet the monstrosities breach the barrier and corner him, forcing a desperate dash toward the opening. Just as he gets to the vent, a creature seizes his leg and yanks him back in a truly terrible moment. Another beast peers into the conduit, but Rhodey eliminates it with a precise shot. The remaining team members locate an exit, utterly devastated to discover that Reyes did not survive. Nash becomes completely undone, shouting in terror about the reality of confronting actual extraterrestrials. Kelly calms him while considering how he can now speak Russian and how Rhodey used the alien weapon. Robbie reveals she can speak English and confirms they're on an alien starship. Meanwhile, the aliens use a device to extract Reyes's memories, gaining the team's knowledge. Using this information, the alien commander moves toward the damaged door seen earlier. Robbie explains that the scarred creature is the leader and that they are searching for food. In the following chamber, they find themselves on a walkway over a vast chasm surrounded by myriad tiny lights. Jax inspects them more closely and makes the spine-chilling discovery that they are capsules containing humanoid forms. Robbie identifies them as sleepers and implores the team to move away from the dreadful scene. They pause for a moment, and Nash starts to contemplate if this is a divine event rather than an extraterrestrial abduction. They then find a large hangar containing items that were taken from Earth. Kelly and the squad decide to make a stand and form a plan of attack. Jax courageously volunteers to be the lure, entering a hallway and singing to draw the creatures out. The creatures follow his voice as Jax leads them back toward the hangar. When the creatures reach a dead end, Nash fires the first shot from his position, initiating the ambush. The remainder of the unit opens fire, completely overpowering and eradicating the entire alien patrol. Yet their triumph is fleeting as another unit enters the hangar equipped with impervious energy shields. The team must flee, but amidst the chaos, Jax is tragically struck from behind and perishes instantly. A sorrowful Nash cries out in fury and lands a perfect shot on the creature that felled his comrade. The 4 survivors retreat into another passageway, just as more hostiles advance from the opposite direction. They leap through an opening in the wall, sliding down a chute into a pool filled with skeletal remains. As Nash begins to panic once more, a voice calls from above, belonging to Robbie's mother, Anya. Anya, a Russian soldier, leads them through passageways to a hidden room containing art. She discloses the most shattering truth. The extraterrestrials located Earth using the map aboard the Voyager 1 probe. The soldiers were in stasis for decades while the aliens analyzed their minds. The combat simulations the aliens ran in their minds also had a reverse effect, granting the soldiers their enigmatic new abilities or gifts. Armed with this information, the invaders conquered Earth within weeks, a truly crushing disclosure. Anya explains that her father damaged the ship's reactor and that she needs help to stop the aliens from contacting their homeworld. The unit, accepting their former lives are lost, consents to one final desperate struggle. Their plan is to use the ventilation system to reach the upper deck and place explosives on the communications array. Kelly and Rhodey will create a diversion while Nash, Anya, and Robbie plant the explosives. During the firefight, Kelly uses a captured alien gauntlet to create a protective shield. The invaders divide their forces, and Rhodey makes the supreme sacrifice to rescue Kelly and the others. He seals a doorway, trapping himself with an entire unit, and fights to his last, eliminating them all in a powerful grenade blast. In the main chamber, Anya's team is discovered as more shielded enemies appear. Anya is grievously injured, but succeeds in detonating the charges, destroying the communications array and every creature near her in a final brilliant act. Nash creates a distraction for Robbie's escape, leading the remaining creatures on a pursuit to a dead end. Meanwhile, Kelly is incapacitated and captured, awakening in a cell next to Robbie. He is appalled to find an entire chamber filled with human captives locked in enclosures. Just as the alien commander is about to eliminate Kelly, Nash emerges from within the table and dispatches the being with one shot. The two surviving soldiers battle their way back to the cells and liberate all the captives. They are nearly overrun when Nash hurls his belt of explosives and Kelly seals a doorway to contain the detonation. As Nash rests against a portal, the surviving alien commander impales him through it. Kelly tells Robbie to flee and engages the formidable alien commander in a fierce final confrontation. Following an epic clash, Kelly ingeniously traps the commander in a closing portal, finally vanquishing it. He and Robbie locate an exit and warily step outside, only to make the most dreadful discovery of all. They are standing on Earth, but it is now a desolate, smoldering ruin, and their struggle has only just begun.